This is my N64 collection. Start off with Beetle Adventure Racing. This is a really good racing game. It was just an advertisement for Beetle, I guess, their new car. When that came out, the new model, but it's a really good game. Long tracks, with the shortcuts and stuff, really cool. WWF No Mercy, great wrestling game. I don't really need to say much about that. All N64 wrestling games are pretty cool. Superman 64, just god awful. I really hate this game, genuinely. It's very bad. Resident Evil 2, a pretty impressive port of Resident Evil for the N64. Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey, this is an arcade style hockey game. I think it's like 2-on-2. WWF Warzone, another wrestling game. Let's see, I'll do that one over. We got Mario Kart 64. I don't need to say much about that. Wave Race. This game I really love. This almost sold me on the N64 as much as Super Mario 3D did. Oh yeah, we got Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. This is still a fun game, but it's pretty wonky. The way you move and everything. I remember the speeder level is just, it's ridiculous. You're constantly running into shit. Star Soldier, Vanishing Earth. This is a shoot 'em up, so I had to have it. Good game. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Probably my favorite Star Wars game, at least on this system. Jet Force Gemini. Pretty cool game. These little futuristic astronauts, I guess. I don't know, spacemen. You just run around shooting shit. Third-person action game. Pretty cool. Doom 64. I like to think of this as Doom 3 because it's its own game. It's its own levels, everything. It was like pretty much built from the ground up by Midway, and they did an awesome job. The game's extremely dark for some reason, so you're gonna have to adjust your brightness, but it's very cool. I really love it. Alright, we got Turok Dinosaur Hunter. I played this so much back in the day. The controls are a little tough to get used to in this, especially if you don't invert your controls like I don't, so it takes a lot of getting used to. There's no option even, I don't think, on there. San Francisco Rush, Extreme Racing. Yeah, this is just a fun little arcade racer. Winback Covert Operations. This is a pretty cool game. You don't hear anything much about it, but it's a pretty decent kind of cover-based shooter. Nightmare Creatures. Think like, there's a piece of hair on there. Think like Bloodborne. For N64, I guess. Quake. Got Quake. Not Doom, but it's Quake. Close enough. Body Harvest. This was kind of the original Grand Theft Auto. Open world. You run around, you steal cars, all different kinds of cars to travel around. Very fun game. Castlevania. This game is, I'm trying to get into it. I really am. Because I love Castlevania, but man, it's rough. NFL Blitz. I think this is the best version to own of this game, just because the N64's load times are pretty fast, and you want that for an arcade game. Blitz, it's fucking so much fun. Even if you don't like football, it's really fun. Star Fox 64, the best Star Fox game ever made. Bomberman 64. Bomberman Hero. This is more of a story mode kind of adventure game. Mystical Ninja Goemon. This guy's popular in Japan, but we don't really know who the fuck he is over here. But there were a few Mystical Ninja games on Super Nintendo, and I believe there's a sequel also on the N64. But the sequel is very different. This is like Mario 64, but just very, very Japanese, very bizarre. You fight giant robots at a certain point, and you're a first-person view inside a big mech. It's pretty cool. Snowboard Kids. This is like Atlas's answer to Mario Kart, Snowboard Kids 2. Those games are a lot of fun. Unfortunately, they're expensive, but they are a lot of fun, so at least emulate them and play them. Fighting Force 64. Not the best port of this game, but it's pretty cool. This Fighting Force was actually supposed to be Streets of Rage 4, I believe, but then I guess they lost the rights or whatever. Mission Impossible. This is a goofy game. Based on the movie, and you can change your face and everything. It's really just kind of bizarre. Stealth game. I don't know. It's alright. It's super cheap. I mean, there's always like 10 copies of this every game store I go to. Perfect Dark. Guys that made GoldenEye did this one. Very good game. I prefer this over GoldenEye, actually. Nostalgia aside. Speaking of, there's GoldenEye. We all know GoldenEye. Mischief Makers. This is a fun platformer, side-scrolling platformer. Pretty bizarre imagery involved in this game too. Everything kind of has a weird face on it. Diddy Kong Racing. This is my favorite kart racer of all time. I put it above Mario Kart. I know it was the originator, but I think this did it best. Robotron 64. This game is just crazy. It's like a rave inside of a little N64 kart. It's Robotron. You shoot in all different directions. You can actually play this game with 2 controllers, and you're using both the joysticks to control and shoot. Pretty awesome. And last but not least, we got Banjo-Kazooie. This is my favorite 3D platforming game. By far. I don't think they've topped this one yet. And that is my N64 collection. Thank you for watching.